One aspect of the energy scenario in Brazil is not just we are highly important in terms of renewable energies. Almost 50% of the energy consumed in Brazil comes from renewable sources, but also in, let's say, traditional sources of energy like the oil and gas. We have been leading the world in terms of decarbonizing existing operations. We see the scenario for the coming years in which you have still a lot of oil and gas to be produced in the world, because oil and gas will play an important role for providing energy to the world. But in the future, the demands for decarbonizing this specific area of activity is going to be very high. So the only countries that will survive in terms of offering energy to the world, the traditional oil and gas, are those that are able to produce oil and gas with a very low carbon footprint. And that's the case of Brazil, especially in the area of the pre-salt. That is a huge area discovered in Brazil almost 10 years ago. We have been able to, through the use of important technologies like the carbon capture, storage, and other technologies, we have been able to decrease considerably the amount of CO2 produced per barrel. In the world, you have a median number in terms of CO2 per barrel that is 30 kilos per barrel. So this is the average of the world. We have projects around the world that produce 70 kilos of CO2 per barrel, and in Brazil we are reaching now 10 kilos per barrel, so 1/3 of the standard of the world. So that's very important, because in the future the demands for oil and gas are not going just to be the price, but also how much carbon we have emitted to produce this specific energy, because this is a demand that is going to be very clear. And in this case, Brazil is very well positioned compared to other jurisdictions. Another point important is also how we see the challenge for marketing the gas, having infrastructure to have the gas not just produced in the offshore Brazil, but also able to go to the market. So this is a point that also is a matter of concern for Brazil at this point, because we don't want just produce oil. We also want to offer gas to the market.